Hey guys, before we start our episode, I just want to let you guys know on a quick announcement that on October 11th, I'm going to have my very first event with the collaboration with Hasta Luego Friend. It's going to be over in Connecticut, is in West Side Square. It's going to start at 6 o'clock, and it's just going to be a good time with friends, family. You could bring your kids. There's a lot of games there. There's going to be food there. They got a Sky Bar there. They got Monfongo. I don't know, but like I love Monfongo, and it'll be so great for you guys to be there. I'm gonna be able to host an event there so that I can be able to have a card game and just have lots of fun and just honestly have a great experience. And I really would appreciate if you guys are there and support. And the good thing is, it's free to attend, so why not bring your friends, bring your family, bring kiddos, whatever it may be. I am just so excited that this is gonna be the first event and so many more to come. So let's go into our episode today.
Being appreciative of everything that happens. And I think that appreciation almost turns into that good energy that's going to come out.
We take so much into the experience of what we went through and put that and hinder us and be like, oh, this is just what it is, right?
Who I am as a person. I'm always been big into music and into performing and being creative.
And a lot of it we can't do it ourselves, right? As much as we would want to, why do we at the same time? And we got to ask ourselves those questions.
Being in that gratitude mindset. And I'm willing and open to receive whatever it is that comes my way.
But you have to then ask yourself, okay, what do I do in order to get where I want to be? Welcome everybody to the Rally Cry podcast. I am your host Angel, and you guys are here because you want to learn, you want to grow, and you realize that it takes a little bit at a time so that you can be the best person that you were than yesterday, right? And I'm so excited for all the support that you guys have been giving us, and it's just a journey. And today we have a very special guest, and we actually just met today virtually. And I just want to do a quick introduction so I could dazzle her up before she says hi. She is someone that has started from the dance floor, making moves competitively, to then finding her purpose of being a DJ. She's all about energy, leadership, and making sound wherever she goes, with being the president of Visual Sound Products. Thank you, Nicole Nell, aka DJ Nicky Nell, for being here.
Thank you so much, Angel, for having me. I am so pumped. I already love your energy already, and I'm looking forward to hear more about you too, and to share my story on such a great platform. You've done an amazing job so far.
Thank you. See, now you're dazzling me. See, like now I'm geeked. Yeah, no, it's funny. You guys, before we started pressing the record button, we were just getting excited because of the energy. And I was telling Nicole that I briefly looked into what she does and all this stuff, and just hearing her on a brief clip talking about what she's doing, I can feel the energy. So yeah, I'm so excited. This episode is going to be a great episode. So if you guys are driving, if you're cleaning, whatever it is, this is an episode that you want to get into, because she is an interesting person, and I'm excited to learn all about you today. So I want to start with our icebreaker game. It's called Enough Said. It's perfect icebreakers to get to know you in a meaningful way. It helps people get more confident. And since you're not here to pick them, I'm just gonna pick them for us. So I'm just gonna shuffle.
Okay. So this is okay. This is at random.
Yeah. So like these are the cards here, right?
All right.
And I'm just gonna close my eyes, and
we're gonna let it do its job then.
Yeah. Let's see. All right. So I'm picking this card here.
All right.
Put this deck down. All right. So this one is, since I'm reading it, you answer first, then I'll answer. Okay. All right, so this one says, if you could spend a weekend with any celebrity, who would it be and why?
Okay. Celebrity. I think the first thing that comes to the top of my mind is somebody like Elon Musk. Somebody who is an entrepreneur, and I don't know if you know much about him, but I know a little bit about his backstory, and he pretty much had like all his odds against him, and he thrived and made things happen, And even like with SpaceX, like there's been so many, he had more crashes than launches. And there was a time where he wasn't even going to be able to open everything up, but he just persevered and kept going. And I find him to be very, very interesting. So I think that is probably the first person that kind of comes to my mind, just somebody who I, admire for kind of taking chances and doing something totally different.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. And I think Elon Musk is a very sciencey guy, and I don't know too much about him, so I can't say too much.
Yeah.
But would that say that you are a person that are into science?
Yeah, I'm actually like in like my spare time, like if I'm not DJing or, or performing or running the business, I actually love like history and archaeology and science and stuff like that. Like I'm a total like, geek when it comes to that stuff. So I find it very, very interesting.
All right, interesting. Enough said. I like that.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, definitely for me, Big Sean. Big Sean is my guy. Big Sean has been someone that has been an inspiration for me, a motivation for me, just from the way that he confidently talks about himself and not letting anything hold him down. Just the perspective that he has, especially just as a human being. I've seen him on a couple podcasts, and his perspective, I think, changed a lot about how I see things. So definitely Big Sean.
Okay, I was not expecting that actually. I know his music, but I actually don't know much about Big Sean. So I'm gonna have to maybe dig a little. I'm gonna have to stalk him maybe and dig a
Ah,
little
yeah.
into him and see what he's
A
doing.
good side note would be he read a book called Asking It Is Given, and it was one of his first books that he read, and I was like I wanted to start getting into books, and so that was the first book that I got into with like my journey of healing and just maturing and all this other stuff that you call growth.
Yep,
Yeah.
love that. Love that.
Yeah.
You're
Um
supposed to tell me that
so
afterwards so I could check it out too.
All right, cool. I will. I got you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely want to talk with about like exactly what you do. I know I gave a brief introduction, but I wanted to start with what was a pivotal moment in your life that made you who you are today?
I think the biggest pivotal moment that kind of shaped me to kind of where I am today was honestly, especially because you're talking about, mental health and even physical health, was when I got really, really sick in 2010.
Mm,
So we can get a little deep real quick to kind of share a quick story. I know that
please.
a lot of people have asked me about it, but I'm always very brief about it. But I can get a little bit more detail because I think this kind of aligns with the fact about, mental health and I think your mental is your physical health. Like it's all the
Oh yeah,
same, symmetrical.
totally agree.
Same, it's
Totally agree. They work simultaneously.
yeah,
Mhm,
exactly,
mhm.
exactly. So, I was at the top of my A game when it came to dancing, not only choreography side of things, but also as a performer. And out of nowhere, I just became crazy sick, and nobody knew what was wrong with me. I was in
Mm,
and out of the hospital for 6 months. I was out of work. Um, you know, I was all over New England with all these different specialists trying to diagnose what was going on. And it wasn't actually until I saw a naturopathic doctor, and she ended up doing some more further testings on me that the mainstream doctors didn't go too deep in. And I ended up having chronic Lyme disease,
mm,
and it completely tore me up, like completely tore me up. I was not able to do a lot of physical things for a while, and I was out of work for a very, very long time. And it took me about 5 years of serious medication and serious like healing to get there. And if
right.
you can only imagine, like I worked my whole entire life to get to where I was, and now I physically can't do it anymore. So
Mm,
it was really, really tough for me to not only try to heal myself physically, but also to heal myself from the fact that my career, I won't be able to do it anymore. And
mm,
it wasn't until I started to think about like, what am I going to do now? Like I had my whole life set up to be, professional dancer, professional choreographer. Like, what am I going to do? Because I can't see myself being happy with like a 9 to 5 behind a desk. Like, that is not who I am as a person. I'm always been big into music and into performing and being creative, like using that side of my mind. Which ironically, now I'm a business owner. All I am is behind the damn the damn computer.
mm.
That backfired in that sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my students always used to ask me, I love the music. I used to play in our dance in my dance classes that I would teach, and then they started to ask me to like play music at their their birthday parties and fundraisers that we would have when we would go on these big trips and everything. So I got a lot of great feedback from it, and everybody just started to slowly start asking me for it. But like, it was never something that I took seriously. It was just, I didn't even consider myself a DJ. I didn't have a DJ name. I didn't have any equipment. And then as I'm literally like bedridden, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna kind of go. I'm just gonna go for it. Like, I'm just gonna start a DJ company. Not even just be a DJ. I'm like, I'm gonna start a DJ company. And I literally sold all my stocks to survive for the time that I was out of work. And I bought some DJ equipment and read all the manuals and taught myself how to DJ.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it just took off. The second I was able to get out and start being able to, physically get out of bed and move more and everything like that, started to book some gigs. And then the next thing you know, it just kind of avalanched. And the second I was physically like better and able to, to do a lot more, I just started to expand and just kind of just go from there. And I really haven't looked back since.
Wow. Yeah. No, I really can appreciate that story because there's always a moment in someone's life that is so detrimental that we don't know what to do in that moment, but then realize that was a moment that probably made us who we are today. And we can only be grateful for every moment in that process. But I think what happens is we are so conflicted with why me, why this has to happen to me. Is there anything in that moment for you when, the stakes were high and everything just felt pressuring? What was something that motivated you to go through that? Like, was it friends? Was it family? Was it something that took your mind off things? I know you said you was getting into DJ, but maybe around that time before you found out DJ, was there something that got you through that?
Well, definitely I have amazing family and amazing friends. So I had a lot of great support. But even with that support, when you are so physically ill and you are just so defeated, like mentally, physically, sometimes it's hard to, to be, to see things in a different light. It took me a while to gain back my love and my gratefulness for life, because you do almost go through this sense where it's like, why I didn't know the why,
Mm,
and that was really hard for me to see. And now, now that it's been almost 14 years, now I see the why, and I literally wouldn't change it any other way. Like, I am so conscious of like of my health, what I put into my body.
mm,
My like, I've always had strong faith, but I've had even stronger faith since then. And it really has changed who I am as a person. And it took me a long time to actually be appreciative of what I went through, because I can see the grander scheme. Like, God always has a plan, He won't
right,
ever put you through anything that, you can't handle. But damn, he put me through the ringer for that one. That was a long 5 years. It was very, very tough.
right.
But I would say definitely friends and family. And honestly, the reason why I love the industry is because I love working with people and I love music. So between music and people, I mean, I love the energy. And there's no better feeling than seeing somebody smile from you playing music or hyping them up on the mic or something like that. I mean, it just
Right.
doesn't get more rewarding than, changing, changing their face into a smile and have them laugh and make memories with them. So
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think it's even interesting that you went to, you kind of, it sounds like you grew up for being a dancer, right? So ever since you was young, you kind of got into dancing, right? It was more of like a family tradition thing. Am I right?
yep. So my cousin owns Dazzle Studio of Dance. It's a really competitive dance school that is now located in Feeding Hills. And, right when I was able to walk, we were all in dance class, and it's all the cousins. My mom has 8 brothers and sisters. So we have a huge side of that family. And I feel like everybody at one point, we have like 30 something cousins, like we all started off as dancers. Some people took it professionally, other people, just took it to get out of the house.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. But I
No, that's so
really took to it very, very strongly.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And mind you, I'm not a competitive dancer, but I could get competitive if I need to be. And every time I dance with myself so much, right? When I'm at home, like actually before we came on, I was jamming to some music myself, and I'm always going crazy here. And if I'm feeling spontaneous, I'll record myself dancing and I'll post it on social media so people can show what like energy that I'm putting out, because I think dancing is a way to express yourself. And there's so many ways that people dance, and is also showing confidence in yourself, and so many other things that come with that. And I want to ask you, when you hear dancing, or just the way that you know you take dancing, right? What does it mean to you? How would you describe that that feeling that you get when it comes to dancing?
Freedom.
Freedom.
Yeah, literally freedom. You get to let loose and just be so into the music that like nothing else matters. I really believe it's like it's therapeutic. It transforms you to a different place. Whether, you're having a bad day and you just need to be in your feelings and listen to some sad stuff and cry it out,
Right.
or you want to go out and celebrate. There's different types of music for so many different parts of your life, and I really think it really is therapeutic. And to me, it's just freedom. You can just kind of get lost and just be you.
Yeah, no, I did see like a clip that you had, and you
Yeah.
was DJing. Mind you, the first one I saw you was a DJ, I'm like, oh, she's cool. She's so cool. She's a DJ. That's like, DJs I think are cool, right? And one thing's for sure, there's not a lot of DJs that are women as well. So when I see a DJ and you're a woman, it's like what that she's lit, because you don't see it so much. So I can definitely appreciate that you love music, you have a passion for music. And it's crazy how you went from being a dancer, then you went from being DJ, and now you kind of produce that feeling, that setting, right? With visual
Sound production.
visual sound productions. Yes.
VST.
I
So
was like,
VST.
yeah, I was looking. I was like, wait, let me see that.
It's a
Um,
mouthful. It's a mouthful. Visual sound productions.
visual sound productions. Yeah. Can you tell me more about visual sound productions? Because I know there was a couple of services that you guys do, and I know you guys are also renovating a building. What made you want to do that?
So I'll answer your first question first, unless you kind of let everybody know, kind of where I took, the career. So start off as a solo DJ, and I always hated telling people no. So I started to expand on the services that people were requesting. And then the next thing you know, now I'm a multi-operational company. So I just recently divided the company into 4 divisions. So we have a full service wedding division, where we do anything from, DJs to photo booths, videography, lighting, the whole shebang. And then we have a multimedia department. I oversee everything, but I hired people who those are their specialties. So in the multimedia department, he does photography and videography. We do a lot of commercial work. And then we have an audiovisual part division of the company where we produce concerts, conferences, we do rentals, we work in hotels. And then we have a talent agency side of it where we get to, book talent all over the country. And actually, we just had our first international booking in Canada. So
Nice.
we have an amazing, roster of musicians and of DJs. So that's kind of what visual sound productions is. It's 4 divisions. So weddings, multimedia, audio visual, and talent. Really, it's like they're 4 totally separate, divisions as far as what our specialties are. But it all comes down to being creative and making memories. Really.
Right. Yeah, no, that's awesome. I'm glad that, there's more opportunities for that, especially like in Springfield itself, right? I think we were just talking about community and how just trying to make the world a better place is letting people know about like what it takes to get to that place, right? I always like breaking down words. And so when you slow down the word together, it says to get there. So it's like if you want to have this place to be more, nourished or replenished or healed or grow, like this area of happiness, to get there, you got to do it together, right? It comes with unity, the unity of a community, and advocating like, hey, this was hard, right? Because I
Yeah.
think one of the things that myself, my personal endeavors, is that there was a moment in life where we just feel like it's just what it is, right? And we think life is so hard, and it comes to a moment where you have to then ask yourself, okay, what do I do in order to get where I want to be? And a lot of it we can't do it ourselves, right? As much as we would want to, why do we at the same time? I mean, we got to ask ourselves those questions.
Mhm.
And I think looking out and being in the community, like that goes with wherever you go, is what makes the first impact, right? And when it comes to community, and I know we were talking about that, what does community mean to you? And do you think that is a part of inspiration that made you want to make this company?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, and that's my biggest, the community is my biggest inspiration for buying a building and specifically looking for downtown Springfield. This is my hometown. This is where I grew up, born and raised, and I want to be a part of. I feel like Springfield's kind of like they just like got out of a bad relationship and it's like growing itself up, it's like renovating everything. It's like feeling real good. We got amazing things going on. I just got a new haircut, it's like it's on the come up. And because it kind of went down for a little bit. I think a lot of people just stopped believing in it for some reason, and it kind of blew my mind on that sense. But there's a lot of people that have put the the attention and the love and the effort back into downtown, and I saw people doing it and I was like, I want to be a part of that. And I know I I wish when I was going through my whole situation that I had some type of mentor. Like, mind you, it was great kind of grinding it out and reading the manuals and just kind of, learning the hard way and figuring things out. But I would have gotten so much farther if I was to had a mentor to kind of guide me through everything. And there wasn't a lot of people doing what I was doing in this area, at that time. So I want to Visual Sound Productions, our new headquarters, downtown Springfield, 130 Union Street, is not just going to be the headquarters for our company, but I'm also going to make it a collaborative workspace for the community. So there's so many talented people in Springfield, and I love it. And a lot of people just don't have the resources to be able to create certain content, or have access to certain equipment and whatnot. So my goal is to kind of open the doors to everybody and make it like, a collaborative workspace. I'm still kind of going through the idea of how I'm going to structure everything exactly. But I'm really excited to open our doors to everybody.
No, I love that. And I think the one thing that sticks out the most is the confidence that you have and that belief in that. Like you have faith, right? And like, I don't know exactly how it's gonna go, but I know I'm gonna make it happen. You know what I mean? And I think that's a perspective that everybody needs to have in order to go against the things that may seem challenging, right? Challenges happen all the time, but I think what happens is that we procrastinate, and I'm one of those people. I be procrastinating all the time. I'm like, oh my god, like,
Yep. The
what
worst
are you?
thing you can do. Consistency is key, Angel.
Yes, yes, no, it's true. And what happens is that people think that if if I'm consistent, that doesn't mean there's not gonna be any challenges, or if I do it so often, there's not gonna be nothing that comes up, right? Like things happen in ways that we could ever imagine, right? Something happens, all you gotta ask yourself or tell yourself more so is good or bad, who knows, right? I don't know if this is gonna be good or bad for me.
Yeah.
And there was a story that I heard and I want to share with you, and it was basically a grandpa and then a little boy, and the little boy and the grandpa went out to the playground, and the boy was playing while grandpa was watching him. And when he was playing around, he ended up falling off of the playground play area, and he ended up breaking his arm. And he started running to his grandpa and started crying and saying, "Oh, grandpa, I broke my arm. Why does this had to happen to me? Oh my god, like this is the worst day ever." And he was just sobbing in tears.
Mhm.
And grandpa just said, "Good or bad, who knows?" And a couple of months later, he went to doctors. He was fine. He had a cast. Um, there was a recruitment for the military, and he's 18 years old, and so they were gonna recruit him. But just because since he had a broken arm, he wasn't gonna get recruit. So he ran to his grandpa and said, "Oh my God, grandpa, this is the best day ever! Like, oh my, who knows? I could have been so lucky. Like, if I didn't have my broken arm, I probably would have been recruited." And grandpa said, "Good or bad, who knows?" And so it's just to say, like, you don't know why things happen. Of course, in that moment, we have to ask ourselves why, because we as people are curious. We're like, oh, well, what this is, because we always want an answer. But
Yep.
sometimes we look for that answer in such unloving ways, or in such ways that it could be detrimental to us, because we just don't know how to let go, that it hinders us rather than it helps us. So it sounds like,
It's true.
yeah, and there comes with a lot of acceptance with that. And I just feel like that was brought out after just the way that you was breaking that down, right? It's just the perspective. Like, perspective is everything. And we've talked a little bit about how that is important. You said that you wish you had a mentor. So
Mhm.
in that moment in time, if you was your own mentor and you was able to give your advice at that time, what would be the first thing you tell yourself?
I think at that time, I think that I would have said it's okay to it's okay to not be able to do everything.
Mm.
Because I think when you care so much about something, like you want to put your whole heart and soul, like you can't tell me nothing. I don't care if I have to not sleep for days, for weeks, I'm going to make it happen. It doesn't matter. And I had a really hard time as I was growing to start delegating and to give people more responsibilities, because in the end, no matter what, nobody's going to care as much about your business as you do. I hate to say it, it is a cold hard fact. It does not matter. It's one of those things. But you have to be okay with that. And it was hard for me to be okay with that and to start letting things go, that I would just do everything myself. And then when I finally got my health better, I started to retract again health wise, because I was working myself way too hard. Because it was like it's like they released the lions. The second I was cleared, I got off all of my doxycycline and all these crazy pills and all this stuff that I had. I was like, let's go. I got some time to make up for. I had 5 years that I was going at a much slower pace than what I'm used to, and I'm like, all right, let's hit the ground running. But then I burnt myself out so quick, because I was too ambitious for my own good. And it's like, it's a blessing and a curse. It really is. It really,
Nicole, you said it. You said
yeah,
it.
it's,
You said the B word. You
yeah,
said burnout.
yeah, burnout. It's so easy to do when you're a business owner, because like, didn't we just say before, what are you? You're your editor, you're your marketer, you're your social media guy. Like, you are everything. But that's how you have to start out. If you can't multitask and wear all those hats, then you're never going to be able to actually build a business. You have to figure it out yourself. The one thing that I really wish on is that I actually asked for help, and I never did. I never did.
Mm.
I figured it out. I was good. I figured it out. But it would have been a lot easier if I actually let people help me. So I
Yeah.
think that would be my biggest thing. Stop being a control freak, Nicole. Let people help you. And yeah, I think that
Oh,
would be the biggest thing.
hold on. Give me a second. Woo. Yeah. Yo, you guys, if you're listening, like that, honestly, that definitely resonates with me. The burnout part, right? And the fact of just doing it all, and a lot more recently, I've been accepting that I can't do it all, and also the fact that I don't want to do it all.
Mhm.
But for a time of period, I have to do it until I do find that group that can help me with things and stuff like that. And everyone that's listening, I want you to understand that, like, when you're trying to be successful, and that goes with absolutely anything that you do. You don't have to have a business or anything like that. But if you have a business, that's great. But if it's even going a 9 to 5 job, or whatever it is that you're passionate about, something that gives you purpose, something that gives you meaning, that comes work with that. That comes with consistency. That comes with, okay, you know what? This is just what it is right now. And it might not be exactly but what you want, but maybe because there's something so much bigger out there, right? And that goes with, like, you can ask for something, but don't be so limited to what you ask for, because you could be missing out something so much bigger. But since you want something so specific, it's not going to allow you to get something that is better for you. So always ask yourself, like, hey, I want this, but maybe I want something better than what I'm asking for or what I'm feeling for. And yeah, for me, the burnout has been something that I've been struggling with a lot more recently. And just a couple episodes ago, we were talking about burnout and how that can happen a lot, especially the fact that when you are trying to get things done and you're so ambitious, and it's like, oh my God, this is so great because of that vision that you have. You just want to keep going because you want to share that experience. You know what I mean? Like I think us creatives, the people that are trying to get in the community and make a community. I think the thing is that we just want to share it. You know, like your music, you want to share it, and you having this building, downtown Springfield, because you just want to share this space. You know, there's something that has to give in order for you to get there, but you definitely want to be like, this is the end product, and I just want you to witness this energy that I put together, because that's essentially what it is. You know, I'm a man of faith. I believe in God. I believe in spiritual power. I believe in energy and all these other things, and I think that's something that we need to believe in, right? That energy and the passion of what we're doing, and because that's what gives it purpose. You know, the purpose is doing something you're passionate about and is able to give service to others, and that's exactly what you're doing. You know, so I want to know though, what do you do when it came to burnout, and is that something that, you know, you're still trying to figure it out? Because, you know, it does take time, especially for myself. Yeah, tell me how you do that. Burnout.
Yeah, it's something, my work life and my personal life, I'm trying my best to separate the two. And
Mm-hmm.
it's hard. And I think my biggest goal for myself this year was to do my best to separate those two. So I put it in my calendar that, like, on Mondays, like, I can't work. Like, it does not matter if there's an event, if somebody has like a meeting or whatever, we're going to have to reschedule it because I need a day for me.
Mm.
And if you make that a part of your schedule and a part of your daily routine, like a blackout, like, and don't do any other, exceptions for it, because then it's like, oh, okay, I'll do it for this one time. And then you just keep trickling on, and I started to see myself do that. And I'm like, no, Nicole, like, you literally need to full blown blackout. Not only did I just make it for me, I made it for my employees too. Nobody works on Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody. Because I don't want them to do what I did. So
Right.
they don't have a choice. Stay the hell home. Don't come in. Don't talk to me. Nobody look at me. Mondays are the day. Mondays are our Sundays because we're DJing, we're working the whole weekend.
Right.
Whether it's, DJing, or if they're doing video, photography, whatever. So I think that's been my biggest thing. And what's been super hard for me is, like, after COVID, we were running everything out of my house. I mean, things
Mm-hmm.
were rough. I mean, we had a lot of things going on. So I'm running my business out of my house. So I have zero separation between work and personal life because it's all it's all in one space. And I have a really hard time spending time with my family because I'm just so caught up in work, and it's all right in front of me and it's all right here, and there is no separation for me to walk away from it, especially when I have, my employees coming in and out, and if they need me, people work different shifts, different times. So it's been really tough for that separation. So even more excitement for me to finally have that physical separation when we finally move into the building in about a month or so, to have that. I think it's just about setting boundaries. And, like, I think the hardest thing for me was I always put my clients first, no
Mm.
matter what. And I am now putting myself first. And that was really hard for me to do because it's not like I want to lose my quality of work. But I think people can understand that. So
Right.
I'm trying my best to make not my business my life. But yeah. So that
Yeah.
has been my biggest thing, is just make a day for yourself, or whether it's a certain time, like if you're like, hey, if you have to go to the gym every day, don't do anything before 10 o'clock or whatnot. You just need to set your boundaries because it's very easy to forget about yourself.
Yeah, no, I definitely love that you say that, because that sounds exactly how I look at things, right? I want to get things done, and it's just a matter of, oh, well, I have all these things going on, and I just want to get there, and it's almost a little bit of a people pleasing thing.
Mhm.
And it's where, if it's hanging out with family or if it's, doing something for work, you always try to be perfect as best as you can somewhere, because we just try to be perfectionists. We're just like, oh, I just want to make sure everything's good and everybody's satisfied and we all walk away happy. But a little bit of that, well, there's something has to give. Either there's two sides of the coin. If I'm happy and you're upset because I set a boundary because I'm trying to make sure that I'm replenished, to make
Mhm.
sure that I have energy, then that's just what's have to be. And that might sound mean, but when you're trying to work on yourself and you got a lot going on, there has to be a balance, right? Because there's me time, there's, if there's significant other time, family time, then there's work time, and then there's, even if you have another job, like if it's your own business, that's time for that too. And there's a lot to that. Like even right now, I'm still trying to make sure I figure out and give myself time. Like at the end of the day, let me try to finish at 9 o'clock. But a lot of times I don't.
It's never when you say it is.
I know.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Being selfish should not be a negative, like condescend. Like it shouldn't have like a negative aspect to it. Like it's like I
Right.
think it's important for us to be selfish at times for the right reasons. And you know what? If they're the right client, they will wait that day. They will understand. And those are the people that I want to work with, not the people that I don't have that connection with and that mutual respect.
Right.
Um, so
Totally agree.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's gotta be one of those things because it's so tough when you care so much that you're willing to give up your whole entire health and your family time and your quality time to please your clients. And I was literally all about that because my clients are everything. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be in business and I wouldn't be able to, share my love for music with everybody. But
Right.
I had to set some boundaries, and that was really, really hard for me.
Yeah. And I think what happens is especially when you're you're getting older, right? I think a time about like maybe 3 years ago, right? I had friends, I had a certain circle, and when you try to reframe the way that you want things in life, right? If it's changing a career choice, right? I went from building construction to doing more of psychology, right? That's just a big change that I
Oh
did.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just real big change, and I had to ask myself, am I doing something right? That comes along with the people that are around me, right? Like being in a long-term relationship, having certain friends around you. A lot of things can change with that, especially when you want better in your life. And I think the people around you is a reflection of who you are. And if people can't understand the process of just adulting, right? That's something that is forever. The experience, the do's and don'ts, there's a lot to it, and everybody has their own do's and don'ts. They have their own experience, right? Like what we were saying, I said someone's personality is someone's personal reality, and
Yeah.
sometimes we take so much into the experience of what we went through and put that and hinder us and be like, oh, this is just what it is, right? We're like, oh, this is what I'm gonna accept, and I have to be almost malnourished because of the experiences, right? And you can't let that bring you down. And so would you say that your circle over the time of you from dancing and then being a DJ and where you are today, is your circle something that changed dramatically over time, and how did you handle that?
No, I got my day ones with me. I got my
Let's
rider.
go.
And I got my two best friends.
Yes.
And let me tell you, Christina, we have been best friends since kindergarten, which is
Yes.
wild. We
That's
never
crazy.
rid of each other. She knows way too much. And then we have another one of our best friends. It's three of us. We're the trio. And she came in around, I think, sixth or seventh grade. And we've literally been inseparable ever since. And I am so literally, I'm telling you, I thank God every night that I have them too in my life because it blows my mind how there's some people who don't have those friends that are with them forever. And mind you, I have some other ones too. You know who you are. You know who you are. But those two, share those. They're like my soulmates. We say it all the time, and I'm very, very, very grateful that I have them, and I have an amazing family too. They drive me nuts, but I do love them, and we are there for each other.
Yeah.
Push.
No, that Yeah, that's so awesome. I have Tyler. I've known Tyler for like 14 years now. He's my best friend, and we be saying we're soulmates, especially if we be on the same page for things or we finish each other's sentences. I was like, all right, bro, like at this point, just marry me. Like just at this point. That's what I be saying. So it's good to have that kind of person that just, you know, seen you grow and they accepted you, and like just that's just it, right? There's not much to even say. It's just like you just
No.
accept me
Yeah.
and you love me.
Been
Yeah.
through it all, and it's and you could just be in their presence and not say anything and just feel so comfortable, and they just know, like, yeah, Brianna, Christina, those are my ride or dies forever.
I love it. Yes. Yeah. It's always good to have that. And I think, you know, what happens is that there comes with a lot of expectations when it comes to friendships.
Mhm.
And because friendship is a relationship, and
Oh,
that comes with a lot of respect, tolerance, patience, understanding, right? And accepting. Um, what would you say is the qualities that you appreciate the most?
about them too?
Yeah, you can say them too. Because
Well, the biggest thing is loyalty all day.
mm,
All day, and
mm,
that's very rare to find, and genuine. Like, if there's times where they like I just need to vent and they just know I need to get heard out, but there's times where I need the advice, like they will give me the nitty gritty. They will cuss me out when they need to. They will tell me. I like it when people just keep it real. I hate the friends because that just gas you up all the time, which is
yeah.
great. But if I need some correcting, or if I need some advice, like, you're not and you're not showing me the other perspective, you're not doing me any justification.
Mhm.
So I like relationships that kind of help you grow. They're not just there to watch you, they're part of the process with you. So I love the loyalty, I love the genuineness, and I just love their twisted personalities. They're crazy.
I love it.
And I love them. We laugh all the time. I just love them, and I love being able to just laugh and enjoy life, because it's so precious, and it's very easy to take every day for granted. It really is, and especially nowadays in society, because we're working so often. Even the people who aren't entrepreneurs, like you said, like, the grind is real no matter what. It's
Mhm.
not easy to even make a buck nowadays. So it's really hard. It's really easy to stop and take a second, and not look at what's around you, and be grateful, for even just the earth, and the world, and the energy, and like how we can manifest our own destination. Like, we don't realize how powerful we all are as a species. Like, we take that for granted. Like, we are so powerful, and like, we can literally create our own destiny. Like, I believe in manifestation all day. The energy you put out is the energy you are going to get back all day, 10 times, 20 folds. Like, and I wish people thought about that a little bit more, and be intentful too with everything, because it's amazing what it can do for you. Half the things that I envision, I don't know how the hell I'm ever gonna get there, because some of them are pretty wild. Even with the building, everybody's like, "You're gonna buy that piece of shit, this big old abandoned building in the middle of like." But I'm like, watch and see. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna find out. Start calling people, calling banks, showing them this, showing them that. I'll figure it out, and you do it. So I don't know. I want people to take a step back and realize how amazing life is, for the good and the bad, because you need the bad to appreciate the good. You need that all day.
Oh my God, Nicole. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. And matter of fact, let's take a step into that, because that's something that has helped me, the manifestation part, and the fact of just believing. And believing is doubting, and then faith is understanding. So it's the action. Yep. Yep.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah.
I like that. Say that one more time. Say that one more time. Let's do it one more time.
I got you. So believing is doubting and faith is understanding.
Yep. I like
Yep.
that.
So you got to believe into something, absolutely. But then you have to have faith in what you believe in.
Yes.
So I think I want to get into this. All right. So manifestation, let's one step at a time, because I'm getting excited.
Yeah.
And so what would you say is something that you do as an affirmation, right? If it's an everyday thing, if it's every week thing or every month thing, I have my monthly ones. especially, is there any affirmations that you tell yourself to get yourself into that process of manifestation?
I think my biggest thing is every night I pray and I say what I'm thankful for. And it's more so like I'm sending out that appreciation, like thank you for all of these things. Thank you for the good things, thank you for the bad things. Like it's just showing that appreciation. And I just it's kind of something that I do, internally every night, kind of reflect on everything. So I think that's what my biggest thing is, just being appreciative of everything that happens. And I think that appreciation almost turns into that good energy that's going to come out. So then whatever, situation I'm in, or some situation comes up, I'm already grateful that I'm even in that situation. And then it can help me take me that step further by already being in that gratitude mindset. And I'm willing and open to receive whatever it is that comes my way. Because you have to, like you were saying earlier, like you got to be open and like open minded. Like that mindset is so big, because the best things happen at the most unexpected times. Like I'm sure everybody has that story. Like it just, just popped up out of nowhere, and you just gotta take advantage of it and just go for it. And I think that's something that I personally do. I'd be curious, what do you do every month?
Yeah, so for me, as far as affirmations, I definitely do the praying and being grateful.
Yeah.
So I'll first say that for every month I have a topic. So I'll say the month of whatever, and then I have three affirmations that I'll have. So I do remember this month is the month of magic, and I think I get really creative when it comes to the affirmations. So I just make my own. I think one of them there says, the words that I say will come into existence, or I will give birth to, right? Because the words have a lot of power. So if I say something's gonna get done, it will get done. If I say I can't, then I can't. Like think about being in front of the gates of heaven, if sort of say, and I tell God, oh, I can't do it. He's gonna be like, yeah, you can't do it. Or, it's not gonna happen. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Because whatever you give, like you said, is what also you're gonna get. And that goes with energy. That's with what you say. And I think I remember I was talking on another episode with Nakai, and the episode was a great episode, and we were also talking about the aspect of just believing in yourself, right? We always want people to believe in what we do or who we are, but if we can't believe in ourselves, then why should they?
All right.
So the affirmation that I do every month is something that I get really consistent with.
Mhm.
um and I even go above and beyond. When I wake up, today's going to be a good day because I said so. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because I
Even
said so.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, because it's all perspective. It's all the attitude. Your attitude is what changes your behavior. Your behavior changes your habits, and your habits change your character. And that character is what goes into the destiny that is to fill that role. So
Yep.
it's really about like writing things down. I don't know if that's something you've done. Like if it's having a journal, if it's reading podcasts, if it's just taking the time just to sit there and just do nothing, like just nothing.
Yeah.
I had a moment in my life, and I still do it now because I love doing it, where I literally just sit down and I don't listen to music. I'm just there. And I think I realized how to do that a lot more when I had a very pivotal moment of my life of getting out of a long-term relationship and just trying to find myself again. Right? I had to spend
Mhm.
time with myself and be like, yo, who is Angel? And
Yeah.
figure out, what does Angel like? What is something that makes him happy? And when you talk to yourself in third person, that changes everything. And
Yes.
that's all part of the manifestation, because in order to manifest, you had to fix this tool, and the tool is you. And not to the tool to be used, but to give it service, right? And that service is what you give. Is not something that you just keep to yourself, because now you're being selfish, right? Like, why would I want to keep all this knowledge to myself about mental health or the way of being successful or this attitude or this energy? Like, I want to share this because I'm a people's person, like I love people. I love being around people. I love hearing people's stories, and there's so much more with that, and their energy and how they see things, and it's just amazing. It gets me speechless, so it's just a beautiful thing.
It is, it is. I love it, and it really is so important. You can't you can't make others happy if you're not happy. You can't make things happen unless you're truly like at peace with yourself. And a lot of people do have a hard time finding that internal happiness, and they try to find it in other people or other things. And it is It is a journey. And it's crazy to think that people can like look at themselves and not be happy with themselves, and for like
Right.
who they really are. And that makes me so sad when I hear people who don't see themselves as how other people see them. But again, it's all perspective, and sometimes they just need that one person to kind of open up those eyes to them.
Yeah. And that goes back what we were saying. If sometimes you need help, that's okay to ask for help.
It
That's
is.
okay. Go
Mm-hmm.
ask for help. Because I be
Absolutely.
needing help. Like I've gotten myself mentors because I said I just can't do it by myself. Why would I? It goes
Yep.
back to the same thing.
Yep.
Yes. I love this. I love how this conversation was just really to talk about community and perspective and energy and how like you was resilient to be able to get through all these endeavors. Like it wasn't gonna hold you down. It made you more on who you are today. And like you make music, you got this whole building that's getting put together. And I know that's still in the process of that, but you was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yep. If you can think it, you can do it. Like literally, there are no obstacles in life. Like there really are not. People don't realize the world is ours for the taking. Like if you only have like what 80 years really to live, like you're just gonna sit back and coast it. Oh hell no! Like I'm going in all day, all day. If I can, I will, and if I can think it, I'm gonna do it. And like you said, whenever I feel like I'm going to do like something like, like really crazy and big, like I talk about it. Like you said, when you talk about it with words, you're putting it out there. You're putting the energy already out there. And if you talk about it, it's just more reason to do it and to actually execute it.
Absolutely. And that goes with when you say it, you believe it, and then you have understanding of that, which is the faith part. If you understand what it takes for you to go there, be there, then that's when all that manifestation is really aligned with everything because there's pieces to that puzzle, and that's when you get to success.
Yeah. And it's about momentum too. Like if you stay consistent with doing those things, the momentum just naturally goes and you're not going to stop. So
Yep.
consistency to me is like absolutely crucial. Crucial, crucial, crucial. So start, if anybody's out there listening and they're already thinking of some things, okay, these are some things I need to do. Start putting those in your calendar and make time. I have to, my biggest thing, I have to stop coming up with excuses. Oh, I don't have the time to do that. Yes, you do. You need to make the time. You are the owner of your time. You need to make time and make it happen and make it a part of your schedule. And don't let anybody change that, and don't give yourself any excuses not to do it. You just got to do it. And then be, you'll feel so in control, and you'll feel that empowerment, and that empowerment is going to make you feel that self-worth, and that ambition, and that fire is going to burn, and then it's just going to keep on going when you feel like you're in control. Because I feel like a lot of people don't feel like they're in control of their life nowadays because it's crazy right now. It really is. So you can gain back control, by even just controlling the time that you have in every, the 24 hours a day.
Totally agree. And I'm glad that someone like you can affirm everything that you said because sometimes I just need a little bit of reassurance. And I hope everybody that is listening can really get something from this episode. Whatever it is, make sure that you put it down in the description if it's on YouTube, your favorite podcast platform, if it's Spotify, if it's Apple Podcasts. We really appreciate the love and support that you guys been giving us. And we're just gonna keep growing. We're gonna keep making the world a better place. And it just takes one step at a time. So I appreciate you guys. Until next time, I don't know if there's anything, Nicole, that you want to let everyone in on before we go.
Well, first of all, I wanted to say thank you again, Angel. Like I didn't realize we are gonna get deep. We got a little deep. I get, we
Yeah, we did.
love it, though. I love it because I feel like these type of conversations should be more common than what they
Yes.
really are. So I love to be able to share, some of those things with you. So that was really inspirational to me as well. So thank you for that. And then also, if anybody's in the Western Mass or Springfield area, Visual Sound Productions, we are moving downtown. We're really excited to share what we have going forward. Right now, there is no grand opening date at the moment, but if you want to be a part of our journey with us, you can follow us on any of our social media platforms. Everything is at Visual Sound Prod, PROD. And if you want to, come and share my personal journey with me as a DJ, DJ Nicky Nell, NICKINELL. You can come check me out on all platforms too. And kind of, I have some public events, mostly do private events, but I do throw down at some public events, some concerts, casinos. So if you want to come party with me, I would love to do that with everybody. And any creatives out there, just know that we have a creative space coming soon, and I cannot wait. And Angel, I would love to have you come and check out the spot. We're gonna have a whole podcast room and recording studio. It's gonna be dope. So we would be honored to have you there. And thank you again so much. This is a great platform. And I can't wait to stalk it actually and your other episodes.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you. Definitely love this introduction of just getting to know you more. And this is a journey that I definitely want to be able to host on and, see what you're about and just see how this process goes. I'm excited for the building as well. So yeah, no, we're definitely connected. We're friends now. So like, we're good.
All right. Well, friends now.
Yeah. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys. Until next time, y'all be easy. Peace.